Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm really excited about this practice. But before we begin, I want to give a shout out to my friend Michelle, one of my roommates from college who I love dearly. She has the most amazing Etsy shop with really fun workout clothes. So I got this tank from her. She has some really cute tank tops, t-shirts, and sweatshirts. So if you want to check her out, she is at Viva Vibes. If you go to Etsy, you would type in Viva Vibes, V-I-V-A-V-I-B-E-S, and you can find her there, and she's on Instagram and she's on Facebook. But I loved this one, and we're going to be using these words as we move through our practice today. Practice humbly. We're going to be humble in our practice, and we are going to move ourselves and our bodies in a way that honors ourselves. That's what being humble is all about. It's not trying to strive to be anything other than who you are and where you are in the moment. So it doesn't matter where you were yesterday in your practice. What matters is today, in this moment. And we're going to be humble and approach our practice in a very humble manner. We are going to move gracefully. So using our breath, we're going to move our bodies in a very graceful and beautiful way. Breathe slowly. As always, we're going to be moving slowly in our practice, approaching it in a gentle and mindful way. So using our breath, nice slow deep inhales and slow exhales to move exactly where we need to be, always using the breath. And then lastly, meditate peacefully. And I love this because those of you that practice with me know that I love to approach a practice as a moving meditation. So we begin the practice kind of in a centering meditation, and then we get into that place as we move and use the breath and move gracefully, always being mindful and staying present and using those tools that we learn on our mats to move in a way that is like a moving meditation. So we're going to get started. Again, always be mindful of where you are in each moment as you move through the practice, and know that my cues are just ideas and suggestions. So take what you want, leave the rest behind, and find what works for you and feels good for you in your body. So if you'd like, I'd love for you to have some blocks handy. If you don't have blocks, then you can use boxes, you can use books, anything to lift the earth a little higher to you. If you want to have any props for Shavasana to make yourself nice and comfortable at the end of practice, pillows or blankets, you can have those handy as well. And we're going to begin in our hero's pose. So you're sitting back on your heels, your knees are bent, and this might not be comfortable for you because it may pull on your knees a little bit too much. So here's where you could use a blanket and place it underneath your seat. I like to use a block and place it between my ankles, right under my seat. You might even use two blocks if it's pulling on your knees too much. If this is still not comfortable for you, then find another comfortable seat. It doesn't matter. You can come into a cross-legged position, you can lie down on your backs, and we're going to begin just by connecting with our breath. So sit up nice and tall wherever you are, and close down through your eyes if that's comfortable. Maybe keep a soft gaze out in front of you if closing your eyes doesn't feel good. And then just begin to rest your awareness on the flow of your breath. And just notice how you showed up to your mat. Maybe it's morning and you have all of the things on your to-do list running through your mind. Maybe you're practicing in the evening and you have a lot that happened during your day that is trying to pull you off balance. So see if you can let those things go and let yourself be right here in your hero's pose or whatever seated position or lying down you've chosen. And since the majority of us may be starting in hero, I'd like to begin to breathe in to those qualities of a hero. So whatever that means to you, to me, a hero is strong, a hero is courageous, a hero always listens to their inner guidance to try to do the right thing that for themselves and for others. So what does being a hero mean to you? And breathe into all of those beautiful qualities and know that they exist within you. Continue following the breath, maybe taking in a little more air with your inhale. And then using your exhale to soften and let go. Let go of any thought tension. Let go of any physical tension. Each inhale, taking in a little more air, maybe beginning to fill up into your belly, expand through your rib cage, and fill up into the top of your chest, that 3-part Dirga breath. And then as you exhale, release the air from your chest, your lungs, all the way deep down into your belly, and relax, let go. Feeling your connection to the earth, through your legs, through your seat. If you're lying down, maybe through your spine. And know that you are safe, that grounding energy, letting go of any fear, any worry, any self-doubt. Again, breathing into those qualities of a hero. Continue following the breath for a few more rounds. If the mind starts to wander, just keep returning to the breath, knowing the breath is always there for you. When you're ready, lift the arms up to the sky, palms touch overhead. On your exhale, draw your hands down to your heart. Prayer position, Anjali Mudra. Pause here for a moment, and if you'd like, you can set an intention for your practice, always keeping it positive and in the present moment. What would you like to cultivate in your time on your mat today? Maybe begin with the words, I am. Maybe your intention is, I am a hero. I am the hero of my journey. Whatever resonates best with you, breathe that right into your heart space, and then bow your forehead to your fingertips, connecting head to heart and sealing in that intention. And then very slowly release your hands down behind you. You're going to interlace your fingers, pressing your chin down towards your chest. Begin to reach your hands back behind you towards the floor. Feeling a nice gentle stretch through the back of the neck. And then very slowly begin to bring both hands to the outside of that left hip. Let your right ear fall down towards that right shoulder. Feeling a beautiful, beautiful stretch to the side of the left side of the neck. And then rounding through center, bringing it to the other side. And feeling that nice deep stretch now through the right side of your neck to the top of the shoulder. And maybe you pause here. Maybe you find some gentle nods. Breathing into any tension, any tightness you may be feeling. Creating space with the inhale, letting go with the exhale. And then coming back through center, chin pressing towards your chest. Bring your hands to the outside of your right hip now. And again, we're going to come back over, keeping your left ear towards your left shoulder. Feeling a nice gentle stretch. And then slowly coming through center, bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. And notice that nice deep stretch now through the left side. Again, finding stillness or nodding your head slightly, gently, humbly. Never forcing, just allowing. Allowing ease into your practice so that you can allow ease into your life. Slowly bring your chin back through center. Bring your hands back behind you. One big stretch as you roll your shoulders up, down, and back, lifting through your heart. And then slowly lift up through the crown of your head. You can release your hands, maybe give your fingers a little shake, shaking out any energy, any tension there. And then when you're ready, deep inhale, arms reach out. On your exhale, your right hand will come down beside you, left fingertips reaching towards the right in a beautiful side body stretch here. So that right hand may come down to the earth, it may not, depending on how high you're sitting. Just breathe into the left side of the body. You can play with your gaze here. You might look down, you might look straight ahead, and you might look up towards the sky. Notice how that changes the stretch in your body. Releasing, coming through center, both fingertips reach up tall. On your exhale, let your left fingertips come down. That right arm will reach towards the left. Breathing into the right side now. And again, play with your gaze if you'd like. Find what feels good, feels right in your body. Honoring yourself in each moment. Slowly release, come back through center, lift up nice and tall. Those fingertips are reaching nice and high. And then turn your palms forward and begin to reach your right hand, maybe making little fists with your hands like you're climbing up a ladder. Feeling that stretch. You can close your eyes if that feels good. And then both arms reaching up tall. On your exhale, we'll twist to the right. Bring your right hand back behind you towards that left hip. Your left hand can come to the outside of that right thigh. Sit up nice and tall as you twist to the right. You might begin to look over that right shoulder. Strong and stable through the lower body, knowing that that twist begins with the base of the spine. Keep your belly engaged, your core nice and strong. Slowly release, come back through center. Both fingertips reach high. On your exhale, twist to the left. Slowly release, come back through center once again. Reach up nice and tall. On your exhale, release your hands down by your sides. Let's take a couple deep sun breaths. Inhale, arms reach up. Maybe you look up. On your exhale, let your arms sweep down to your sides, chin might come to your chest. We'll do that 2 more times. When you're ready, you can lift your chin, your gaze looking straight ahead, and we'll just remove the blocks from under our seat if you have them there. Place them up towards the front of your mat so that you have those handy. And from here, we'll come into a tabletop position. Let's flow through a few rounds of cat-cow. So your wrists are below your shoulders, your knees are below your hips. On your inhale, drop your belly, lift your head, lift your tail. You can find stillness. Sometimes I like to rock my hips side to side in this position. On your exhale, press into your palms around your spine, chin comes to your chest. A few more times with the flow of your breath. Deep inhale as you drop the belly, lifting the heart. Exhale, press everything away, hugging your belly button up towards your spine. Continue moving with your breath at your pace, breathing slowly. Coming to a neutral spine whenever you're ready. From here, sit your hips back and come into a child's pose, reaching your fingertips way out in front of you. Knees can be spread apart, keeping your toes together, or keep your knees together if that's more comfortable for you. Feeling that nice stretch through your spine, through your shoulders, through your arms. Feeling that nice, deep, expansive breath through your back body as you fill up, and then as you exhale, softening into your child's pose. When you're ready, walk your hands back, staying in your child's pose. Interlace your fingers behind your back once again. Resting your forehead either down to the mat or onto a block, begin to come up onto your knees, reaching your arms up and overhead, giving yourself a nice stretch through the shoulders. And if this puts any tension on your neck, then just ease back a little bit. And breathe. Releasing the hips back down, releasing the hands. You can let go of the clasp of your hands, reach your fingertips back out in front of you. Pausing here in your child's pose for another breath. And then very slowly come back up onto hands and knees in your tabletop position. From here, extend your right leg back behind you, tucking your toes under, feeling that nice stretch through the bottom of the foot, the back of the leg. If you want to rock forward and back, you can. And then lifting that leg, press the heel towards the back of the room as maybe you begin to reach your left arm forward. Coming into your sunbird pose. Take a couple of breaths here, feeling the strength of your core. Slowly release that hand and knee down. Give your hips a little rock side to side, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Extend your left leg back behind you. Keep the toes tucked under. Maybe rock forward and back if you'd like. And then lifting that leg, press the heel away from you as you maybe reach your right arm forward. Long line of energy from that left heel all the way through those right fingertips. Keep the core engaged. Take another breath here. On your exhale, release that hand and knee down, and once again, rock your hips side to side if that feels From here, walk your hands forward about a handprint. Tuck your toes under as you press into the palms of your hands. Lift your hips and come into downward facing dog. So it's our first down dog of the practice. Let yourself feel into it. Maybe pedal out your feet. Maybe come up onto your toes. Maybe bend your knees, really pressing into your hands to lengthen the spine. Find a little movement. Feel into your body. Connect with the breath. Long, slow inhales. Full, deep, complete exhales. And then when you're ready, bending both knees, look up between the palms of your hands, and as many steps as it takes, just walk your feet to the top of your mat, coming into your forward fold. Keep a little bend in your knees in this first forward fold, and maybe hold on to opposite elbows, letting yourself sway side to side in your ragdoll shape. Bending your knees and straightening maybe to send that energy up the backs of the legs. If that feels good, just find again, listen to that intuition, your inner guidance to move in a way that honors yourself in this moment. And then when you're ready, releasing your hands down to your mat. On your inhale, walk your hands up to your shins or your knees in a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, soften into your forward fold. Bending your knees on the inhale, press into the strength and the power of your legs as you rise up, arms reach up overhead. On your exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Take another deep inhale, lift the arms high. On your exhale, release your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Maybe you interlace them the opposite way now, so that other finger is on top. Roll the shoulders up, down, and back as you reach your hands back, lifting through your heart. Breathing deeply, your chin and gaze may lift. Continue breathing deeply right into your heart space. Feel the expansion, feel the lift. Take one more big breath here. And then on your exhale, bend your knees slightly as you slowly begin to hinge at your hips, coming back into your forward fold. So in this fold, you can keep your hands at your low back or begin to lift your hands up and overhead. Again, giving yourself that nice deep stretch through your shoulders. Keep your knees bent as much as you need to feel comfortable. And then when you're ready, begin to bend through that left knee. Let your hands kind of fall towards the left. That left shoulder might come down towards that left knee as you keep your right leg straight. Coming into a little twist, looking towards the right. Not forcing, just allowing. Allowing the breath to take you where you need to be. Coming back through center, straighten both legs. And then bend through that right knee, letting your right shoulder dip down towards the knee as your hands fall over to the right, keeping your left leg straight. Feeling a nice deep stretch through the side of that left leg, your IT band. Letting the head hang heavy. Slowly release, coming back through center. You can bring your hands down to your low back and release the clasp of the hands as you let both hands fall down towards your mat. Pause here for a moment. Feeling into your forward fold, maybe rocking forward and back on your feet. On your inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root your feet, rise up, arms reach all the way up, scoop up all that energy between the palms of your hands. And then as you exhale, draw it right down to your heart. Pause here for a moment. On your next inhale, lift the arms high. On your exhale, lift through the heart as you swan dive down into your forward fold. From here, you might grab your blocks, Step your right foot back. Turn your toes so that they're facing out at a slight angle so that whole right foot is planted down on your mat. You might widen your stance by bringing your left foot over to the left just slightly. And then when you're ready, walk your hands up to your hips, pausing there for a moment, making sure both hip flexors are facing forward. Setting up for our warrior one. So once you're strong and stable through your legs, keeping a nice bend through that front knee, keeping it right over that left ankle. On your inhale, arms can reach up to the sky. Fingertips reaching, pinkies turning in towards one another. Relax your shoulders here. Find a steady gaze in your warrior one. Adjust your feet as you need to and breathe deeply. Take one more big breath here. On your exhale, release your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers just as we did before. Roll the shoulders up, down, and back as you begin to reach your hands down that back leg, lifting through your heart. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Make sure you're keeping a nice bend in that front knee, nice and strong. And you can stay right here, or if you'd like to add on, take a big breath. On your exhale, begin to hinge from your hips as you draw that left shoulder down towards the inside of that left knee. And maybe your hands begin to reach up and overhead, just as we did before. If this is too much on your shoulders, then just bring your hands down to your low back. As we move into our humble warrior, breathing deeply, relaxing your head and your neck so you're looking back towards that back foot. Strong and stable through your legs. Engage your core to help you with your balance if you're feeling a little wobbly. Take a couple more breaths here. Releasing the hands down to the low back once again. Press into the strength of your legs on the inhale as you come back up, releasing the fingertips. Both arms reach up high, coming back into that warrior one. Take another inhale here. On your exhale, let your hands come down to your blocks. Bring them way out in front of that left foot. As you press into the strength and the power of that front leg, kick up through your back leg, coming into a supported warrior three. Your toes are pointing straight down. Your heel is pressing towards the back of the room. Your hips are nice and square here, so you might have a little bend in that front knee. The crown of your head is reaching towards the front of the room. So if you need to walk your blocks out in front of you a little more so you're creating that nice long line of energy from the heel through the crown of your head, you can. Make the adjustments you need to. We won't stay here long. Take another breath. On your exhale, hug your knee into your chest and slowly release that foot down to your mat, coming back into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees slightly, strong legs rise up on the inhale. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Take another deep breath in, lift the arms high. Exhale, swan dive down into your forward fold. Grab your blocks once again, this time stepping your left foot way back. Plant that heel down so that whole left foot is pressing into your mat. You might heel toe the right foot over to the right slightly to widen your stance, and when you're ready, walk your hands up that front leg, pausing at your hips, making sure both hips are facing forward. So adjust your legs as you need to. Again, being mindful, keeping a nice bend in that front knee, keeping it right above the ankle. Pausing here. Once you have your lower body nice and strong and stable, inhale, lift the arms up to the sky, relaxing your shoulders. Engaging the core, keep a steady gaze out in front of you as you breathe into your warrior one. Take another deep, expansive breath here. On your exhale, release your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers again the opposite way with the opposite finger on top. Roll the shoulders up, down, and back as you begin to press that hand down your back leg, lifting through your heart, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Big, expansive breaths. Feeling the heart lift with each breath you take in. Keeping your core engaged to protect the low back. Continue to breathe. And again, you can stay right here. Take a breath. If you'd like to add on, begin to hinge forward, bringing that right shoulder down towards the inside of your right knee. Keep your hands at your low back or begin to reach them up and overhead in your humble warrior. Let your head and neck relax. Look back towards that back foot. Breathing deeply into the strength and the power in your legs. Take another big breath here and an exhale, releasing the hands down to the low back if you have your hands lifted. Press into the power of your legs on the inhale as you rise up, releasing your hands. Both arms reach high, coming back into your warrior one. Breathe deep. Take another big inhale. On your exhale, let your hands come down to your blocks. Bring them to the highest height, way out in front of that front foot for support. As you press into the power of that front leg, kick up through your back leg, coming into your warrior three. And again, adjust those blocks so that heel is pressing away from you. Your hips are square. Pull that left hip down slightly. Crown of your head reaching forward. Take another breath here. On your exhale, hug your knee into your chest and release that foot down to your mat, coming back into your forward fold. Pausing here for a breath. Let yourself feel. And then on your next inhale, walk your hands up to your shins, your knees, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root your feet, rise up, arms reach up tall. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Pause for a moment. Your heart might be beating a little faster than it was before. Just notice. Sending love and gratitude to your heart. On your next inhale, lift the arms high. On your exhale, swan dive down into your forward fold. You might grab your blocks if you'd like. Step your left foot way back towards the back of your mat and turn your toes so they're facing the long edge of your mat. Press yourself up. You might cartwheel your arms out to a T and come into your warrior two. So the heel of that front foot is in alignment with the arch or the heel of your back foot. Your right toes are pointing towards the top of your mat. The left toes, again, pointing straight ahead towards the long edge. Arms again reaching in opposite directions, and you might turn your gaze to look over those right fingertips. Nice and strong and centered through your torso. Keeping that right knee directly above the ankle. Breathing deeply. One more inhale here. On your exhale, turn that right palm to face up towards the sky as you reach up and back, coming into reverse warrior. So find the gaze that works for you. You're really focusing on that deep stretch through the whole right side of the body, expanding. Creating space through all those intercostal muscles. Continue to breathe. On your inhale, come back through center in your warrior two. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, your left elbow or forearm will come down to that, your right elbow, right forearm will come down to that right knee. Left arm will reach straight up to the sky, coming into your side angle pose. If you have the space in your shoulder, turn your palm towards the right. Begin to reach up and over that left ear. So the fingertips are reaching, that left foot pressing into the mat. Long line of energy through the whole left side of the body. On your inhale, come back into your warrior two. Now we're going to move gracefully with a little dancing warrior. So take a breath in warrior two. As you exhale, reach up and back into that reverse warrior. Inhale, come back through warrior two. Exhale, come into your extended side angle. Inhale, moving slowly with the breath, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. One more time in each direction. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, side angle. Inhale, come back into your warrior two. Release your hands down to your hips. And then turn those right toes so they're facing the long edge of your mat, coming into a nice wide stance. So adjust your feet as you need to. Your toes might be pointing in slightly, creating almost like a pigeon toe effect, so you're nice and rooted through your feet. Let's roll the shoulders a couple of times. And then on your next inhale, reach the arms high. On your exhale, release your hands back behind you. Interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulders once again to lift through the heart as you press your hands back behind you. And then hinge from your hips as you begin to fold forward, maybe reaching your arms up towards the sky, up and overhead. If this is not comfortable, just release the hands. You can release them down towards your mat. You can keep them at your low back if that feels better. Breathing here, strong through the legs. And then releasing the hands to your low back if you have them lifted. Release the clasp of the hands and let your hands come down to your mat or to blocks if coming all the way down is not accessible to you today. From here, turn your toes out slightly. Begin to walk your hands over to the right, coming into a nice side lunge. Your Skandasana pose. Maybe you turn those left toes so that they're facing up towards the sky. Lifting the foot up off of the earth, keeping the heel planted. And then releasing the foot. If you have the toes lifted, walk your hands through center. Bring them over to the left this time, coming into your side lunge in the opposite direction. Lifting those right toes if you'd like. Releasing the foot down, come back through center, and now we're going to find a little intuitive movement here. So if it is staying right here in stillness in center, if that feels best to you, then listen and honor your body. Otherwise, just begin to let yourself move gracefully, side to side with the breath, feeling into the inner thigh, feeling into the stretch in your body. Maybe pausing on one side if that feels good and right to you. Otherwise, just keep moving and swaying, flowing side to side. Nice and slow, nice and relaxed. Coming back back through center whenever you feel complete, keeping your hands down on the earth or blocks. You can turn your toes so that they're facing forward once again. And with a slight bend in your knees, bring your hands to your hips. On the inhale, with a flat back, slowly lift yourself back up to standing. From here, we're going to switch to Warrior Two on the other side, so keeping those right toes facing forward. Turn your left foot so it's facing the back edge of your mat now, and set up for Warrior Two, checking your alignment of that left heel, making sure it's in alignment with the arch or the heel of that back foot. Nice bend through that left knee, keeping it right over the ankle. Inhale, arms out to a T, coming into your Warrior Two. Nice and strong, nice and stable. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then when you're ready, turning that left palm to face up to the sky, reaching up and back, letting that right hand fall down that back leg. Breathing into the left side of the body here. Releasing, coming back through center on the inhale. On your exhale, release that left elbow or forearm down to that left knee. The right arm can come straight up to the sky or reach up and over that right ear. Adjusting as you need to. Feeling that life force energy moving from that right foot all the way through your right fingertips. Releasing and coming back through center in Warrior Two. Take a breath. Now we'll dance with our warrior. Exhale, left arm reaches up and back into your reverse. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle. 2 more times like that with the flow of your breath, nice and slow and graceful. Inhale each time you come through Warrior Two. Exhale as you move. When you're ready, we'll all pause in Warrior Two for a moment. And then releasing hands to our hips. Once again, turn your left toes, they're facing the long edge of your mat. And then from here, just bring your heels in slightly so that your toes are pointing out at a slight angle. Take an inhale, lift the arms high. On your exhale, bring your hands back behind your head. Interlace your fingers here so that your elbows are pointing straight out towards the sides. If this isn't comfortable, then keep your fingertips resting on your shoulders. Begin to bend through your knees, coming into your goddess pose. Take a breath through center. We're going to add on a little core work. On your exhale, that right elbow can come down towards your right knee. Inhale through center. Exhale, left elbow towards left knee. Inhale through center. 2 more times each side. Move with your breath. Inhaling through center, maybe dipping a little lower. Exhale, left elbow to left knee. 1 more time each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, right elbow towards the right knee. It doesn't matter if it reaches. Inhale through center. Exhale, left elbow to left knee. Inhale through center. Release your hands down. Heel toe your feet towards one another. Coming back to your centered position. Coming into mountain pose for just a moment. Pausing here. From here, we're going to come down to a seat, however you want to get there. If you want to move through a squat, you can move through a squat. If you just want to release down on one knee and the other, honor your body and where it is in this moment. We'll come to a seat. And here's where, if you would like to have a blanket handy to sit up on, to lift your hips, to create a little space, then that might feel good in your body. Bring your hands to the backs of your thighs or the fronts of your knees. You might rest your forehead down towards your knees to release any tension from the back of the neck. Breathing, connecting with the breath. And you guys, I am so sorry. I see that my battery is about to die again, like it did with the other practice. I apologize. I'm gonna have to pause it right here. So this is actually a perfect space to pause. Just start up part 2 in just a moment when you're ready. I apologize.